Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. My name is Boom Gonzalez.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Doria. Watch the game live and our past episodes on demand on the Pilipinas Live app for just 99 pesos a month. Available for download on Google Play or the App Store.
That's awesome news.
Yep.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Now, the Magnolia Hotshots finished with a clean record as they swept the first ever PBA On Tour with an 11-0 record. One of the catalysts for such success was their biggest revelation, the big man, and our guest for today, who's back here on the show, James Laput. Welcome back, James.
Thank you, Boom.
Good
Thanks,
to see you again.
Biggest literally and figuratively.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, we've been talking about you. You've been here. We've been talking about you the past couple of weeks. The PBA On Tour.
Right.
As I said yesterday here on the show, one word that comes to mind whenever I hear all of the, the stories that come out of it is opportunity. Tell me about this great opportunity for you. When you look back now, I mean, it's not that it's been long ago, but looking back now, just encapsulate it for us.
I mean, I feel that the PBA On Tour is a huge deal for the PBA as a league. Not just for the players that are unproven, but players that don't have a name, honestly. People are seeing players play that they've never even heard of before, and players that they know of, but they don't know what they can do. And I feel it was a great opportunity for me as an individual to show myself to not just my team, my coaches, my management, but yeah, the entirety of the league.
And you definitely showed that, James, this PBA On
Before
Tour.
you throw your question,
Right.
I want you to talk about yourself also, since you're here on the show, and what it has done for you too. Like I said, we would joke about here at the show how you probably bit your tongue many times already while we were talking about you, Diego, this whole opportunity.
Well, you talked about it. It's about the opportunity, and a lot of the pro guys in the PBA, maybe the guys in the 12th to 16th part of that bench, that's what they're waiting for, that opportunity. And, one thing is getting that opportunity, but another thing is getting prepared as well. And I think that's what James did. That's what a lot of the players did here in the PBA On Tour, especially the ones we showed out. James, you averaged a double-double here in the PBA On Tour, 12 and 10. And as I mentioned, getting that opportunity is one thing, but getting prepared for that. What changed in terms of preparation for you, James, this PBA On Tour?
I'll say, without a doubt, my mentality going into this. After that Governor's Cup finished, it was just a change of mentality for me in the sense that it could be my time, it could be not my time, and seeing players come and go. It was such a long break between that last conference and this incoming conference in October. And for me, seeing players come and go on not just my team, but other teams, it really made me flip the switch in the sense that it gave me a sense of urgency that it's a kill or be killed environment, and I'm not being killed. If anything, I'm going to do the killing.
You're gonna eat.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat. You're gonna get
Eat or
some-
be eat. It feels a bit too much. But eat or be eat
let's stick to that.
environment. And I'm going to do the eating. And I think I believe I came out there and from the get-go just put the pedal to the metal. And I just did that.
Okay, so that was your mentality going into it.
Right.
But were there any expectations for yourself? Did you set anything for yourself? Because some of the numbers, obviously, even for those who didn't watch and then saw the numbers, like 6 out of 11 games, double-double. We were just talking about how best player again.
Right,
these things. Were these things intentional on your part?
No.
Okay.
They weren't.
So what were the expectations?
The only thing I focused on was me.
Okay.
I wasn't too worried about the numbers. I wasn't too worried about the result. The only thing I was focusing on was my work that I put in, day out. And the results, they spoke for itself. I wasn't expecting them, honestly. I wasn't.
You did not come out surprised about it too, like...
I don't think so, because I put in the reps.
Okay, good.
I put in the reps. I put in the work. Like Diego said, I prepared myself for that. And when it happened, it's cool.
Right.
And you're probably the last person to be surprised because you put in the work. But in our side and the fan side, they were surprised by your performance. I remember we had this like, film session, and usually with Magnolia we talk about Paul Lee, Mark Baroka.
So he bit
Ian
his tongue.
Sangalang. You were the first name
Oh,
in
gosh.
the film session,
Wow.
and the difference was before you would just get drop passes from Kuya Mark, you would just get offensive rebounds, but this time they were actually giving you the ball. You were
There were
an actual
schemes for him.
option, yeah, for the PBA on tour. Was that like a game plan in terms of like Coach Chito? Like, did he talk to you that, okay, we're gonna go to you more? Or was it just your teammates? Oh, he's been hooping in practice, so we'll give you the ball in the games.
I'll be honest, they never directly came to me
Right.
and said, we're going to be doing this more for you. We're going to be doing this more for you. If anything, I think they just started feeding me the ball because of the work I'd put in.
Right.
And the schemes and all that stuff that was made for me by Coach Chito. Thank you, Coach Chito. It was just a product of him and I trusting each other and him seeing me execute what he wanted. And it was just that. He never really directly said anything to me. I just did it.
There was a game that you were perfect from the field. It was a 21-11 game, right? The challenge now, moving forward.
Yeah.
That's done.
Okay.
That's fine. We celebrate it. We talk about it. Knowing you now and how your mentality has changed, how do you carry it over now?
I think it's exactly that. This is just, I would have to say, level 1, because now I've put a bigger target on my back by doing this kind of, by making these performances.
And you understand that.
And I understand that there's more pressure and expectation that comes. So Coach Chito even came up to me after we played, I think it was Phoenix. He said to me, you're on the scouting report now.
Right.
Teams are coming out there and making schemes for you. And this is just on tour. What more in the next conference if you get double teamed, triple teamed? You need to elevate your game even more.
Right.
And it's exactly that. I think coming into this conference, I need to do that because there's going to be imports.
Yeah?
Right.
There's going to be teams like Morocco that probably will scout me. And I need to do what I can do for my team for us to achieve that next level, which is hopefully the finals.
And you mentioned earlier that there was a long break before this PBA on tour, and we have another long break coming up before the next conference. So what are the things that you're trying to improve on as individually, as a player? I know Magnolia is doing their own thing with the team practices, but you personally, what do you want to see yourself in the next conference?
For sure, be more consistent with my play, get my body stronger to endure the long season. It is only, 11 games and then some playoff games, but Diego and I, like we talked about, now that we've experienced that grind and being in the rotation.
Shout out Better Basketball.
Shout out Better Basketball. It's tough on the body. So this break, I really have to work on my body to stay in the game longer. And then I would say personally, maybe a little bit more perimeter stuff, just so I can complement whichever import we bring in, because for sure it's going to be a big fella.
For sure.
And it's 6'9"?
Yeah,
6'9"
6'9"
imports.
is the limit,
So why not be at the limit, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Well, speaking of the body and this long break, you stay healthy because it starts from there.
Yes, sir.
So that you can put in the work, and we're looking forward to seeing you carry it over into the next conference. James, we're so happy to have
you,
you,
babe.
and we're happy to have your success in the PBA.
Thanks for the
You and
time,
your
bro.
sister have had a great year, by the way. So
Shavana.
shout out to you, the family, and everybody else.
Yes.
Thank you
Good
for
luck.
being
I'll
here.
see you in the next
Thank
conference.
you, guys.
brother.
Thank you.
And after the break, we'll find out what's next for Team Lakay's Jhanlo Sangiao in one championship. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back. You're watching The Game. After a perfect record for the bantamweight rising star, Jhanlo Sangiao is set to enter the ring again. Joining us tonight to talk about his next bout is Team Lakay's phenom himself, Jhanlo. Welcome to The Game. Thank you for the time.
Hello po. Hello.
Good evening, good
evening.
evening. Okay, nasa
Alright.
Thailand, nasa Thailand.
Oo, nasa Thailand ka
Jhanlo.
ngayon, Jhanlo. And of course, preparing for your next fight. Unang-una, before we go to your next fight, anong masasabi mo so far sa performance mo dito in your young MMA career, undefeated so far?
Sa ngayon, undefeated, masaya kasi yun, wala pang talo. Ginagawa yung best para tuloy-tuloy na hindi matalo.
Alam mo, Janlo, ewan ko naalala mo, pero yung huling magkausap tayo, medyo yung schedule mo pa nga nun, hindi pa sigurado kung lalaban ka. No? All of a sudden now, you're undefeated, as Diego said. Your MMA career, buong MMA career mo, and then of course here in one championship, you're 3-0. Ang matindi doon, lahat pa, first round. So, tell me what's the secret? Anong sikreto at natatapos mo kaagad yung mga laban mo na ganun kabilis sa lahat in submission?
Sikreto nun is tiwala lang sa sarili na kayang gawin. Walang imposible. Kayang gawin lahat. As long as you believe in yourself.
And ngayon, Jhanlo, very curious ako. As an athlete, ang maraming nakikita ng mga fans is yung mga game na yung matches mo na. Pero very curious ako, paano yung training mo and preparation mo for matches like this? Sa isang araw, ilang beses ka nagtitraining? Ano yung mga kinakain mo? That's what I'm curious about kasi yun yung mga hindi nakikita ng marami.
Yung training namin is nag-training kami 2 hours and 30 minutes twice a day. Tsaka sa diet ko naman is meron kaming sariling nutritionist na binibigyan kami ng plan kung anong dapat kainin, anong dapat iwasan.
Janlo, okay. Pag-usapan natin yung laban. Can you tell us about your opponent, the fighter from Mongolia, who obviously mas matanda siya sa'yo, maganda rin ang record, at 8-fight winning streak din siya. Matindi rin ang mga naging finish niya. What can you tell us about yung magiging kalaban mo? Paano niyo in-scout?
Nung kalaro ko si Orhil Baatarko is taga Mongolia na nakalaro rin ng ka-teammate ko.
Tama.
Na si Adonis. Siya ay isang wrestler, more on wrestling.
Bagay sa'yo.
And sabi na tough, pero kayang-kaya natin to.
And if for the fans that are watching, 13 years older itong makakalaban mo, Jhanlo, anong na-expect mo dito sa fight na to against him? Medyo mas veterano na, pero ikaw, you're an upcoming superstar in the One Championship.
Ini-expect ko is, yun, medyo mahirapan tayo. Pero hindi. Sa akin, pinupush ko na sarili ko, tinatanggal ko yun sa mind ko na kasi sinasabi nilang lahat na malakas daw. Pero pinupunta ko sa isip ko na alam ko yung training ko, alam ko yung skills ko, kung paano ko siya tatalunin.
Okay, dami nga nagsasabi, pati yung coach at tatay, nagsabi, ito ang pinaka-acid test mo so far. Bakit nga tingin mo sinabi ng daddy mo yan?
Yung sinasabi siguro nila na test ko kasi malakas, pero sa akin hindi ko pinupunta sa isip ko yun. Pupunta ko dito sa competition na to para manalo.
And that's all in your mind, yung panalo, no? And of course, yung Team Lakay, grabe rin yung all of the players of Team Lakay, up and coming kayo now. Ano masasabi mo dito sa parang second generation ng Team Lakay, yung chemistry nyo, sabay-sabay kayo nagtitraining, and parang compared to the first generation ng Team Lakay, mas iba yung laro nyo. Ano yung masasabi nyo sa bagong generation na to?
Yung bagong generation ngayon is actually different from the first generation kasi yung first generation, doon na known ng Team Lakay for their striking. Pero itong second generation, nandyan na nagiging fighter na tayo. Nandyan na mga wrestling, jiu-jitsu,
Tama.
grappling, and striking.
Jhanlo, mabilis lang. Sabi nga ni Team Lakay, ikaw daw ang bagong muka ng bagong generation ng Team Lakay. How do you take that? May pressure ba?
Yung bagong generation is, tinitake ko na lang as motivation. Siyempre may pressure dahil panibagong trabaho na naman yan. Pero tinitake ko as positive na para i-push yung sarili ko para umangat.
Okay, sana makabonus ka ulit, manalo, makabonus dahil alam ko, ikaw marami ka na nakukuha bonus sa One Championship. Sana makadali ulit. Dano, maraming salamat at good luck, stay healthy, and syempre, wini-wish namin na manalo ka this weekend.
Jhanlo.
Maraming salamat po.
Thanks for being with us all the way from Thailand. And by the way, you can all support our kababayan, Jhanlo Sangiao, in his one fight night matchup in the bantamweight division happening this Saturday, August 5, rather. Maraming salamat. And of course, best of luck. Now, after the break, we get an exclusive update on the Gilas Pilipinas men's team at the China International Hoops Festival. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game with the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023. Right around the corner, Gilas Pilipinas has arrived in China to compete at the International Hoops Festival. Let's check out an exclusive update from the team's final pocket tournament before the big show from Carlo Pamintuan.
After putting in the work in practice sessions and tune-up games in Manila, Gilas Pilipinas travels to China for a series of preparation games against World Cup-bound Iran and Senegal.
Next destination.
The team received a warm welcome as they arrived in Heiwan, with the local organizers even helping Coach Chot Reyes celebrate his birthday here.
Birthday to you.
The team did not waste any time as they were already in practice just a few minutes after arriving at their hotel.
We'll start with our screen counters right away. As a warm-up, our screen counters are different counters, pocket pass, and are different movements against the different defenses we'll see against our ball screen offense, okay? And then we'll stretch, and then we'll go straight into our shooting stuff, system shooting, and then run-outs, and then we'll finish with half-court stuff, okay? Let's have a good one, guys. 1 hour, get out of here.
The team is composed of 13 members with no one taking the naturalized player spot. While the team is without Scotty Thompson and JP Eram, they are now with a healthy AJ Edu alongside Ray Parks, Calvin Oftana, and RR Pogoy. Gilas will now have the advantage of watching Senegal take on Iran to aid their preparations before facing off against both teams.
The thing we want is the experience of playing with great size. We know how tall, how big Iran is. We know how tall and how long Senegal is. This is going to be a great test, not only for the bigs, but for the rest of the team. Can we rebound against this team? Okay, that's the number one thing. Number two, can we find a way to not get overpowered inside and all throughout? Those are the two things that we really want to look at. And finally, of course, we want to gauge how far we've come and what else we need to work on.
Hey, here we go.
Yeah.
This is good sleep, yo. Here we go, Laput Pilipinas!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
From Heyuan, China, Carlo Pamintuan.
And on that note, don't miss out on the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 with Signal Pay-Per-View. Experience world-class basketball action at home with Signal's FIBA World Cup pay-per-view offer for only 650 pesos. Watch all games from start to finish, no commercial, and in HD. Plus, get access to exclusive FIBA shows. Visit signal.tv for more details. The FIBA World Cup pay-per-view is also available to satellite subscribers. That's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Diego Daria.
And catch us weeknights here on One News and on the Pilipinas Live app, where you can watch us live and our past episodes on demand for just 99 pesos a month. Available for download on Google Play or the App Store. I'm Boom Gonzalez, and this has been The Game.